Daisy from Nevada had this to say about the Angel membership. This past group meeting we had was so special. Julie reached out to certain individuals with messages. I think it's such a beautiful blessing to share with others. I think this membership is beyond amazing. The amount of information that is given, and it's so easy to understand for anyone wanting to connect more deeply with their angels. Thank you, Daisy from Nevada. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the Angels and Awakening podcast. I'm your host and author, Julie Jancius, and today we're here with Melissa. Melissa, I just found out is like a neighbor, like close down the road. I love it when this happens. Was just talking to a woman yesterday who listens to the podcast at my kiddo's school, and she goes, Julie, you're never going to believe this. She goes, I was listening to your podcast. I was listening to it for a few months, and I started talking to a friend about it. And she goes, yeah, I think she lives in our town. In fact, I think our kids go to the same school.
Oh, my.
So
it's a small world.
Such a small world. Melissa, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you. I'm happy. I've been listening to your podcast for probably about a year. I've listened to a lot of the more recent ones, and I find them very positive. I love that you let people share their stories, and I think the stories are very unique and honestly really inspiring. It's nice to be part of something or listen into something that's very positive and has a positive plan. Just what people may be dealing with in everyday life that, it's nice to see there's some encouragement, and not such a, in a different aspect of our life. So
yeah. Awesome. I love it. I'm going to have you take it away and share your first one.
Yeah. My story is, I think, very sweet, and I have my notes here, but my story is that I had a really close relationship with my grandma, and I spent a lot of time with her. My grandma liked doing a lot of things with me. She would take me to the library, take me for walks. She sat and talked to me a lot. And I have no idea what she talked about anymore because it was just a lot of talking. I remember sitting next to her while she just talked and talked. And, I got married in 2008. And one thing that's really funny is I know you always say that you met your husband and knew he was the one. I feel the same way. Like when I met my husband, I met him at work and he walked by me and it was like lights were going off. It was just like everything went into slow motion. And I was like, wow, there he is. And what do you do about that? I had always prayed that I would know the right guy when I would meet him because I'm a little on the sweet side and I always worried like I'd meet the wrong person. So it was just, I couldn't have ignored those signs at all. He's a great guy. We were married in 2008. We waited a year to start our family and we had trouble starting our family. After a year, I went to a specialist and it was very difficult. It's kind of easy to talk about now because it's years and years ago, but, just a lot of false starts, a lot of depressing news. We had 3 miscarriages. Those are difficult to deal with. And I prayed a lot. And I'm already a faithful person. So all that added prayer, I was just praying. And I had read that if you knit, it will calm you down. So I started like praying the rosary or listen to the rosary while I knit, or I would pray Hail Marys. And then I started praying to my grandma Grandma, please make sure my prayers are heard. And I just started doing that like every night where I would just say out loud, please make sure my prayers are heard. I'm not praying to my grandma, but just asking her to talk to God because I knew she was with God. And still a long process. And not that my prayers were answered when I wanted them to be, but I was on a cycle of my pregnancy journey. And I had to take a pregnancy test. Let's say it was on a Tuesday. Well, Monday night, I have this dream of my grandmas. Both of my grandmas had passed away. I had a dream of them in a garden. It was such a gorgeous dream. It was something I hope I never forget. I'm happy to talk about it. So again, it will put it in my memory. But my grandmas were walking in this beautiful rose garden just down this, I can't even explain. It was like what I would think of like a French rose garden, like just an aisle of roses. And they're walking down and just waving to me. And it was really beautiful. I don't remember them doing anything other than looking beautiful, young. My grandmas were old when they passed away. They looked young in my dream, not 40s. They looked like maybe they were in their 60s or something, so gorgeously dressed. And I woke up and I thought, this is it. I did it. And I got my positive pregnancy test. And when you're on the side of fertility, a pregnancy test is not like, oh, wow, it's positive. It's like a lot of blood results that have certain levels they're looking for. And my numbers were great. So the doctor gives me a really encouraging message and my numbers are good. And I want to say, I saw the fertility specialist and you're getting tested like by week 8. I mean, it's just so early on. And by week 12, my doctor had me moved to the regular doctor because she's like, you can't be here anymore. You're having your baby. And it was like a celebration, right? So, such a great moment for my life. And, but then I had this beautiful note from my doctor who was amazing. And then I had a dream that I was walking through a store and my grandma was sitting down and said, did you find what you're looking for? It's so beautiful. I'm crying, sorry. But, and I said, I did, I found it. And she said, I'm so happy for you. And then I like walked away and that was so amazing. I'm so happy she did that for me. I know that they got a visit from me. It was just a great experience. And I have 2 children. My next son, I had started a fertility cycle with him, but then stopped it and then had him naturally. So that's another miracle in itself. But after I had my babies, my grandma became really strong in my head. So it would be something like check on him or go look at the back door. And I would go look at the back door and my son's like about to jump out the door, like just little things like that. And somewhere the sequencing is off for me because this was really overwhelming, but I started seeing these feathers and it was odd. Like the first time I saw a feather, it was maybe November and I got out of my car and walked to work and there's a huge brown feather in front of my car. So you have to look around and say like, there are no birds out right now. Why is this feather here? And it just never has stopped. It's been, it's not something I summon or I've listened to a lot of podcasts of yours and what people talk about. It's nothing like that. It's like these signs of comfort. I went through my phone to look at some photos I wanted to share with you. And I had broken my ankle. And like the day before I broke my ankle, I got a feather from her. Or maybe it was like the day after I broke my ankle, but like right when I broke my ankle, I got this beautiful feather. And some of the feathers, the timing is just very odd. I drove to work one day and I felt really heavy in my heart. I was crying. I was thinking about my miscarriages. And sometimes the miscarriage experience, like all of a sudden you just get this heaviness. It's like, why am I thinking about this right now? It's like, oh, this is the time I had that miscarriage, even though it was, 12 years ago, I'm thinking about that. And I opened up my door, it's raining and there is a feather outside of the door I'm on and it's just in a puddle of water. Just things you can't ignore. Like it's not like, oh, wow, I'm going to go look for a feather. It's like in front of me as I'm walking. If I feel, or sometimes it's not even all the sadness. It could be like, I'm just so happy and I'm taking a moment to just say thank you to God in my head. And the thing that I find so amazing about my feathers is that this isn't like I'm putting it out there. I'm not talking about it. I'm not saying out loud, hey, grandma, show me a sign. It's just they're there. And they're there when I think about her. They're there when I'm happy. They're there when I'm frustrated. And that's my story. I find them to be, the timing of them to be really amazing and funny in a lot of ways. If I try to ignore a feather, it will be back there. The one time I found right before COVID, there was a feather in my parking spot at work. And I thought, oh no, I better be aware of what's going on right now, because it was right in, like, I parked in the same spot every day. And then we all went home for work the next day with the news of COVID. So, but I would show you this screen if you would like to see it. Yeah, I would just love to share this with you.
Oh, wow. Look at this. It's all of your feathers.
So these are the ones that I find really, really odd. This one was the one that was in my parking space at work. And if I zoomed out, you could see like the yellow line. So when I got out of my car and saw it there, I was like, that's my car shadow. And I'm the shadow here. I'm like, wow, I really need to think about my day. And then COVID struck.
Wow.
This one, it's just like, all of these are beautiful. This one, my son was at a football game and I just sat there and was like praying for his safety. I was just saying, like, please give him, I always pray to my guardian angels too. And I said, guardian angels, just give my son my safety, like protect him. He's a little, he's not a little guy, but he's out there playing football. And then I looked down and feather. That's what I'm talking about. This is the one that was sitting in a rain puddle, and you can't really see the rain there, but it was just all wet rock. I had parked at Walmart, opened my door up, and there it is. And it just stops you in your tracks because it's just following, it knows. It's odd how my grandma sends comfort.
Yes.
And, this one I was on, this was like a praise day. I was just thinking about how happy I am. I have so much joy in my life for my children. My husband's a wonderful guy, and he's a really loving guy. And I was just thinking about how great it is, and how happy I am. And then it's like it fell toward me. I looked down and I'm like, wow, that's a huge feather. And I looked and I picked it up and I was like, I haven't seen a feather this big. It's really amazing to me. It's a beautiful, again, like as I've gotten older, I find these feathers really comforting. So I feel very connected to my grandma. I was wishing the other day, I'm like, I wonder what it would have been like to be an adult and been able to talk to her, because I was not, I was a kid. And yeah. I think my grandma was probably pretty wise, and I probably could have talked to her about things. And maybe this is her way of connecting with me, because I can't, do that. This feather, I was at a family party, and I feel like my family is really beautiful people, and they all love being together, and it's just such a great time. And I remember looking around thinking, like, this is what she would have loved. Like, this is her thing. And the next morning I went out for a walk, and this feather was so unusual, but it was right on my walking path. And again, it's just, I'm not like the pictures I take, I don't touch them. And then I pick them up and just say, thank you for thinking of me, Grandma. And I let them go. But, cause I think it's just a nice way to put something out there. But, that one is that was a weird one, because I was thinking about her I can almost see her in the room, like just smiling, like her family and, her legacy, like what she really was important to her in her life.
For everybody at home, I want you to realize what Melissa is describing, just in case like you can't see this on YouTube where we are. She has 10 different photos right here, all of different feathers in parking lots, feathers she's holding up, feathers in the grass. And these are all feathers that you found. And I love, and I hope everybody is making this connection as you speak, Melissa, that this is your love language. This is your language with the universe. This is the reciprocity of, I don't know if that's the right word, communication, this back and forth language between you, your spirit team on the other side, and everybody who's a part of that spirit team. I love this so much. Nobody's ever brought a visual like this onto the show. I want to give a big thank you to Jenna Kutcher for recommending me as the top intuition and manifestation coach. Because of her, I'm featured in this month's issue of Goss magazine. If you'd like to work with me, join my Angel membership. A whole new year of content and live events begins January 1st. The biggest impact I've seen is the Angel membership has helped countless people move from feeling stuck, grief-stricken, frustrated, anxious, lonely, or depressed to feeling constant support, joy, love, bliss, ease, and peace, because it's like they learn the angelic secrets to living life. I've watched so many souls take the tools in the membership and manifest the perfect relationship, the job they desire, or that special something that's been calling to them within their heart. So if your angels have been calling you to join the Angel membership, that is a message. They're saying to you, hey, we know where you're going and we're trying to help you get there, but you need these tools in the Angel membership to do so. If you need a scholarship, friends, a link is in the show notes below. If you want more info and a special promotion, use the link in the show notes to register for a discovery call this week. Don't miss the most transformative year of your life. Angel members, we start a whole new year together as a community on January 1st. Register today at theangelmedium.com.
I had to share it. I think that I love how you explain this, and I think it is a communication. You know, my feel very strongly that, you know, my grandma is resting in heaven, and yet she can like look down and check in on me, and she does, and it's made a difference in my life, and it's just a beautiful thing to explain. I had written out all my thoughts, so I didn't have, you know, get nervous while I talked, but there's nothing to be nervous about. It's just a beautiful story I really wanted to share with you. And I love your, you know, how you see this.
I want to do something here that we might not have done before on the show. So this episode is going to come out around the holiday season, Christmas time. And what I want to do right now is encourage everybody who's listening to ask for the specific sign that you want to use to communicate with your spirit team, including loved ones and angels that you have on the other side. And I really want you to open the doors to your heart and come into this very, very receptive energy. So let's do this together right now. For everybody listening, I just want you to use your imagination. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. And deep breath out. And I want you to imagine that your heart is like French doors. You open the door to one side, you open the door to the other, so that your heart and your heart chakra are completely open now. And I want you to feel within your physical body this energy of receptivity, this magical mindset of God, universe, source is bringing magic and miracles and gifts and blessings into my life right here, right now. They are here. Just feel that level of open receptivity, this vibration within your body, and feel the gratitude that comes along with this as well. Thank you, God, for all of the blessings within my life. And I want everybody who's listening to see one person. You know, some of you are going to say, Julie, I see 2 or 3 people on the other side. That's okay. I want you to see one person, couple people who you love, who are in heaven. And I want you to see there's just smiling, beautiful faces in front of you. Maybe they run up and give you a huge hug. There's one person that's going to step forward, sit down with you, and who has messages for you today. I want you to take some time. Here and now, we're going to give you a couple of moments of silence right here in order for you to hear, see, feel, get a knowingness of what the message is that the other side wants you to have. And friends, before you do this, I want you to know one thing your spirit team just said. Don't judge generic messages. So if you hear, I'm proud of you, or if you hear, I love you, or you're on the right track, don't poo-poo it. Don't say, that's not what I want to hear. Be open in a state of receptivity to hearing whatever it is that your spirit team needs you to hear in this moment right now. I'm going to give you 2 moments of silence, 2 minutes of silence, to just invite your loved one on the other side to share this message with you here and now. Friends, I want you to give that loved one on the other side a huge, huge hug. I want you to, if you have multiple loved ones, give them all a hug, and in fact, see your entire spirit team coming in around you in a circle, all for a huge group hug. And as they do that, they send you this influx of a massive amount of unconditional love that you can just feel pour into your body, your chakras, and your auric field, lifting and filling your vibration with joy, ease, peace, oneness. Friends, if you liked this meditation today, this exercise, this is what we do a lot of over in the Angel membership. 2023 is the year of ease, self-love through embodiment, bringing ease and relaxation into the physical body and really being able to carry it throughout your everyday, throughout days that are stress-filled, really returning to this ease within your physical body in a very deep state of relaxation. Melissa, I'm so grateful to have you on the show today. Thank you for the blessing of just being here and sharing of yourself.
I feel so happy. And I was walking the other day and I had the feeling that I was just so strong. I don't know how many spirits were with me when I walked, but it was an amazing feeling. And it was, I can't even explain it. I was just walking and enjoying it. The sun was on me and I felt so supported.
I love that. Melissa, thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing that with everybody so that they can bring it into their own lives too. And sending you all my love.
Thank you. I hope you keep this up and stay positive.
Of course. Thank you. And happy holidays, everybody. Beautiful soul, thank you so much for joining me today. My name's Julie. You know I'm all about connecting you with messages from your angels and loved ones on the other side. If you've been listening today and you're super excited and just have to know which angels are around you right now, who's connecting with you, and what messages they have for you, go to theangelmedium.com. Register for a session. You can do a reading with me or a member of my team, and we can help you in making sure that your angels are doing the very best they can to support you and guide you to your best life. If this sounds like you, virtual sessions, they're only offered on my website. Sign up today. And if you're the person who's really excited, you can sign up for my Angel Reiki School to become a certified angel messenger. That's for the healers among us who feel called to grow their intuition to the max and serve humanity with their gifts. You'll learn Reiki, mediumship, how to deliver angel messages, and how to get clients. That's the Angel Reiki School at theangelmedium.com, or DM me on Instagram at Angel Podcast with any questions. Before you go, connect with your angels by placing your hands on your heart. Take a deep breath. Imagine a doorway filled with God's unconditional love is right in front of you. Step into that love and feel it as it fills your body, chakras, and auric field. Now ask your angels, what would you have me know today? And open yourself to the positive, loving messages they have just for you.